What's up, everybody? It's opening day, Major League Baseball. Let's go Mets. And good luck to all your other teams starting off the season, unless you're, a Phillies fan, a Braves fan, a Florida Marlins fan, or a Washington Nationals fan. Sorry, guys. So back in December, Bardstown Bourbon Company announced the arrival of their Origin series, all of which were distilled, aged, and bottled at the brand's Bardstown, Kentucky campus. The Origin series is comprised of 3 distinct 6-year-old whiskeys. You have the Origin Kentucky Straight Bourbon, the Origin Bottled and Bond Wheated Bourbon, and the Origin Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey. Well, the 2 bourbons released right away, and we had to wait a little bit longer for the rye, but the rye just released on Friday, March 24th. Is it the best of the bunch? Let's do a Thursday sampler. It's the Mash and Drum. What's up, folks? I'm Jason C. from the Mash and Drum, and welcome back to the show. Like, subscribe, and help grow the channel for 2023. So the Bardstown Bourbon Company Origin Series rye is 6 years old and 100% estate distilled, as I mentioned. It's bottled at 96 proof and is comprised of the popular 95% rye, 5% malted barley mash bill. Now the spin on it, though, is that the rye is finished in custom barrels showcasing infrared toasted American oak and cherry wood to give it a unique flavor. Price of this one, $70. I have this little bitty sample bottle that was sent to me from Bardstown Bourbon Company, so thank them for that. And let's give it a try. Here we go. It's very floral to me immediately. I get like a little bit of like a lavender type note to it, but there is also a lot of sweet too. There is a distinct sweet note too, and I think it's like a nice mix of like cherry and vanilla, kind of like Cherry Garcia ice cream a little bit. It's a very unique nose. I'll give it that. But yeah, the floral aspect of this is interesting. Again, it's not as sweet as I thought it was going to be, given that infrared toasted cherry wood, combo that they did. I think you do pick up something like that with those black tea notes that you get on rye as well. But there is an underlying sweetness to it. All right, let's give it a try. Here we go. The palate has a lot more baking spices than I thought it would. That floral quality is still there on the palate, but it goes into, I don't think it's cinnamon. Again, it gets into more of those those herbal tea spices, maybe a little clove I'm picking up here on the palate. So the floral quality kind of hits you right at the beginning, and then all of a sudden it goes sweet. It goes sweet and spice from the mid palate to the back. Nice little finish for a 95.5 rye. I'm not going to say there's a lot of depth to it, but the flavors it does have are unique, and I think that's what's kind of setting it apart. I don't think I could really compare this to another Kentucky rye. Now the floral component I've tasted on 95.5 whiskeys from, MGP, Ross and Squibb, whatever you want to call it now. So that sip, now it's getting a little bit more minty. The cherry's still there. It's like cherry mint vanilla on the back end of this one. Every time I go back to this, every time I take a sip, something new makes itself to be known. That sip, I got way more of the vanilla. So maybe this does kind of turn into a Kentucky rye a little bit here and there, where that sweetness really does come through from that toasted oak, the infrared. There's a hint of like a smoke that I'm getting on it too. This thing's all over the place. This is a pretty complex rye whiskey. But the one thing that is staying every time I go back to it is the front of the palate and that floral quality it has. I'm getting different stuff from the mid palate back each and every time I go back to it, but that floral component that it has is up front and center. Now, whether you guys like that or not, that's going to be up to you. But I really do think that this has a floral quality, especially up front on the palate. One last sip here. Yeah, I think that's the profile that I would expect. A little bit floral up front. That cherry is still there. The vanilla. It gets some of that toasted oak. It's herbal, but it's fruit forward at the same time. A little bit floral, a little bit of spice. It's a nice, very, very well balanced rye. All right, quick final breakdown on this one, guys. Price $69.99, so about $70. Then you have secondary market value, which I haven't really seen these at all yet. When you talk about availability, you're looking at 24 states that are going to be getting all these Origin series, including, you know, the gift shop at Bardstown Bourbon Company. Their distribution is getting better, so if you get Bardstown Bourbon Companies in your state now, at least you may have a shot to get this once they release to the masses. So I'll say availability in 24 states, I'll say is good. Value for this one. So we were talking a little bit about value during the review. I would kind of put this one, given it's 6 years old, 96 proof. Would I like a little bit of a higher proof? Maybe, but I don't really think it needs it. It's pretty flavorful even at 96. It's got the finish that kind of keeps up with it. Most folks I've talked to say that the price is a little bit high, but you know, I might agree. I think I like this a lot better at 60 than 70. So I'll say is the value is slightly low. Most I pay is definitely going to be the retail price. Alternatives in this price range, like I said, we kind of mentioned a couple of them. I would say Pikesville Rye, and I would also even throw Sagamore Rye in the mix for that price point. However, with that said, if you're used to drinking Sagamore or Pikesville, you kind of know what to expect. I think the Bardstown has some unique flavors that could set itself apart from a lot of other different brands because of what they did with those barrels. So when we get to recommendation, is this a skip? Is it a try before you buy? Is it a buy, or is it a buy and back it up? I think for this bottle, in the beginning, because of that floral component that it has, I might say try before you buy. Now, if you're a rye whiskey enthusiast, I would say get this immediately. I think you should buy it because I think the unique flavors in here are enough to be like, wow, I don't think I've really tasted a lot of things like this. But if you kind of dabble in rye whiskey, I would probably go try before you buy. So if you're a rye enthusiast, definitely get it. Definitely try it. The price isn't that terrible, and I feel like there are some unique flavors in here that'll catch your attention. As far as if you're just kind of trying different rye whiskeys here and there, $70 is a lot to spend on a rye whiskey, especially with the unique flavors it has. That floral component, even though it does get very sweet and a little spicy, could possibly put some people off. All right, guys, well, thanks for watching the Mash and Drum for this review of the Bardstown Bourbon Company Origin Series Rye Whiskey. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that subscribe button below. Please hit the like button. If you haven't yet, find me on Instagram, find me on Twitter. Let me know if you've had this yet. Leave a comment down below what you think of it. And as I always say, it is not about the whiskey. It is the people you share it with. Cheers. See you next time right here in the Mash and Drum. Let's go Mets. Take care, everybody.